Hey there, kids. This is Reveal Math Lesson 8.3. Let's take a look together. It says this. It says you can use a number line to find equivalent fractions. So let's take a look. 3/5 is equal to how many tenths? So first they made a number line in fifths. Here's 1/5, right? 2/5, 3/5, and there's the dot right above it, right? That's what they want to know. That's 3/5. 4/5, and this is 5/5. That's a whole, right? All right, down below it says this. It says these are tenths. Okay, all they did was they drew a line halfway in between each one of these things, or they multiplied it by 2, right? Well, the dot is in the same spot, isn't it? Okay, and if we wanted to, we could look right here. Here's 1/5. That's really 2/10. Here's 2/5. That's really 4/10. These are equivalent fractions. That's 3/5. That's really 6/10 right there. And then they have 4/5, which is really 8/10. Okay. Now, the way that they did it is all they did was they divided each one of these up in half. Instead of having 5 up here, we have 10 down here. There's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, and 6/10. It's the same thing as 3/5. Now, in the last lesson, we told you that you could multiply the numerator and denominator by the same thing and get equivalent fractions. Here, they multiplied it by 2's. You see it? Kids, you're learning how to find equivalent fractions. Let's take a look at another one right here. Find the missing number in each set of equivalent fractions. Explain how you used multiplication or division to do it. Well, all right. The first one right here is 4/6. 4/6 equals something over 3. Now, you could use multiplication if you went this way, or you could use division if you went this direction. Let's use division. 6 divided by what is 3? Right, 6 divided by 2 is 3. If we divided by 2 on the bottom, on the denominator, we have to divide by 2 on the numerator. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, I told you also that you could cross multiply to see if you're right. 6 times 2, that's 12. 3 times 4, that's 12. It's a match. So 4/6 equals 2/3. Okay, you get what we're doing? All right, let's take a look at another one. It says this. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, let's clean the board. And it says 4/10 equals something over 10. All right, well, 4/5 equals something over 10. We don't know what it is. Well, you can multiply the denominator by something to get 10. 5 times what is 10? Right, 2. And do the same thing up here. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? Now, 4/5 equals 8/10. Let's cross multiply to check right here. 5 times 8, that's 40. Okay? What's 10 times 4? Yeah, that's 40 also. We've got a match. That's correct. So 4/5 equals 8/10. Okay? Do you get what we're doing? Sure you do. All right. Let's go on to the next one. It says this: Kim and Tanya are given the same size piece of fabric. Kim uses 1/3 of the piece of fabric. Tanya uses the same amount, but her pieces of fabric are divided into 6 smaller squares. What fraction of the fabric did Tanya use? All right, well, let's go through and divide up this number line right here. Okay, so we can take a number line and we can divide it up into thirds, or we could divide it up into sixths. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and number these right here. Okay, well, this right here is 0/6. Okay, it's also 0/3 if we want to do it like that. Okay, this right here is 1/6. This is 2/6. This is 3/6. That's a half, right? 3 is half of 6. This is 4/6. This is 5/6. And this is 6/6. Anytime the numerator and denominator are the same, that equals 1 whole. Okay? Now, it says right here that Tanya divided hers up into 6 parts. Okay? And Kim divided hers up into thirds. Now, this is 1/3 right here. I'm sorry, this is 0 thirds right here. This is 1/3 right here. Okay, skip that one. This is 2 thirds right here. Skip that one, and this is 3 thirds right here, and that equals a whole also. Okay, now Kim used thirds, so she has 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. She used 1/3, and it's right there. That's the amount that she used. Tanya used 6, and she used the same amount. Well, she could use, if we do the same thing, if we do jumps, okay, she used the same amount right here, and that's 2 6 right there. If she were to jump again, that would be 4 6, and if she were to jump again, that would be 6 6, okay? Now, we want to see, is 1/3 the same thing as 2 6? You can come on over here and you can check yourself and see 1/3 equals how many 6? You could have done it like this too. 3 times what is 6? Right, 2. If 3 times 2 is 6, 1 times 2 is 2, right? And that's what we got here. 1/3 equals 2 6. You could check to see if that's the same by doing cross multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6, and that's a match. Kids, you're learning how to find equivalent fractions today. All right, here's another example. Use the number line to find an equivalent fraction. Well, here they show you 1/3, okay? Because we start here, and this is 1/3, 2 thirds, and 3 thirds, and the dot is at 1/3. But they said, why don't you make it equal to some other fraction that's equivalent to 1/3? Okay, no problem. Let's do that. We have 1/3, and we want to make it equal to something else. Now, it could be anything else, okay? There's a lot of things. As a matter of fact, there's an infinite number of things that we can make equal to 1/3, but most kids like to do things the easy way, and the easiest number to use is 2. So let's do this. Let's multiply the denominator by 2. Let's multiply the numerator by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. So we get 2 6. Now, it's the same thing as if we divided this number line in half, okay? Every part divided in half. And instead of having one jump here, we got it in sixths right now. 1/6, 2 6. This would have been 3 6, 4 6, 5 6, and 6 6. So 1/3 equals 2 sixths, okay? You could have come up with other answers. Kids, I'm learning how to find the equivalent fraction of other fractions, and you're doing the same thing. All right. Today in class, we're going to do workbook pages 13 and 14. We're going to do practice pages 83 and 84. You're learning how to find equivalent fractions. On the Friday quiz, you get this right here. Of the two of them, this one looks like the harder one, so I'm going to help you with that right here. Okay? Actually, I'll help you with both of them. All right? 3 times what is 12? Right, 3 times 4 is 12. And to find an equivalent fraction, you'd have to multiply the numerator by the same thing. If you multiplied the denominator by 4, you have to multiply the numerator by 4. You figure that out. Here they use division though, okay? And you could use multiplication if you wanted to go the opposite way. But 4 divided by what equals 2? Yeah, 2. So 12 divided by 2 would go right there. What's going to go right here? 4 divided by 2 is 2. 12 divided by 2 is this answer. You figure it out. Kids, you're learning how to find equivalent fractions. There you go. If you need help, come and see us. We will help you. Okay? You have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.